Hi, I'm Kendra from Energetic Spaces, and today I want to talk to you about a room that is critical for everybody. It's your bedroom. If you're lucky, you're spending at least 8 good solid hours in there. And that space is a critical space for how the rest of your life and day functions and carries on. So it is important that that space and the energy in that space is supporting you so you can be the most productive, best you ever. So in order to really understand how you can take advantage of Feng Shui in your space, it probably helps if you know what Feng Shui is. So Feng Shui is the ancient art of placement. And it's the idea of understanding your environment, the things in your environment, and how they affect you. And if you know how this stuff, you can figure out the best things to put in your space that will support you, eliminate the stuff that drain you, and really create an amazing environment for whatever you wish to do or achieve. And I put this in here, this quote from Nancy San Pietro, because it really is important to understand that, as I said, you spend several, hopefully good, solid 8+ hours in there. So having a bedroom with bad feng shui can quickly become one of the main contributing factors to how illness develops. So like if you have bad energy, if you're not in a place that's helping to nourish you and nurture you, your energy is being drained and you're not being able to be your best. And it could eventually slowly start to take away your strength, take away your ability to fight off illness, and there you go. And who needs that? So I'm gonna make this real easy with some bedroom do's and some bedroom don'ts, so you can have a great space. So first bedroom don't. No shelves over the bed. You don't want anything over your bed. You don't want to worry that something's going to come falling, crashing down on you in the middle of the night. That alone, that psychological stress is bad for anybody for while they're sleeping. And also that's an energy of a cutting thing over your head. And if the shelf is really big, it almost is like a knife over your head that's coming right at your neck. Not good for the bedroom. Try as much as you can to avoid having shelves over your bed. I'm not saying you can't have art over your bed because that's going to be a thinner and more flush towards the wall and possibly your bed's pulled out. So actually if it fell, it would never fall on you, it'd fall to the floor. But I do say no shelves. Another don't. Family is great. Having photos of your family is wonderful, but try not to have the photos in the bedroom. Your bedroom isn't for honoring your family and Aunt Susie and Uncle Bill or whoever else. It's about rest, sleep, and relaxation, and maybe romantic endeavors, and that's pretty much it. So as much as I love your family and love the family energy and support it in your space, in your home, don't think the best place to have pictures and photos of your family is your bedroom. Another don't. Avoid too much water in your bedroom or too much of a water element. So like you really do not want to have fish tanks or fountains. That's too much moving water of a fountain. That's too much just energy kind of going. So you really do not want to put them there. People do and you can, and some people aren't affected by it, but it's something I would kind of move away from. Now a diffuser is different. It's a lot less water, and the actual benefits of diffusing oils and other fragrances in your room could always help your sleep. So I would not say to avoid the diffuser, but a fish tank in your bedroom, if you can, put it in a different place. Another bedroom don't. Mirrors. I know you're going to kind of think, okay, this might be an extreme example of a bedroom with too many mirrors, but you're going to have a bedroom in your mirror, but try not to. When we sleep, our energy really expands, and the mirrors are actually energetically kind of powerful tools. As you are expanding while you're sleeping, if you go into something that actually infinitely expands you, your energy is going to get lost, and that actually can be a draining experience while you sleep. So really, really try not to have, according to Feng Shui, you should have no mirrors in your bedroom, but really try to avoid having mirrors in your bedroom across from your bed, or that that are big that engulf you, because that is a really bad energy drain. I know you probably will, because people get dressed in their bedroom and you're going to have a mirror to dress yourself, but try not to have a lot. Try not to make it a big feature. Try to tone down the mirrors just because of what it does to your energy while you sleep. Another don't. Try not to store stuff under your bed. The whole idea, when I was saying before with the mirrors and the expansion, is your energy expands, and you need the energy to be able to expand and not run into clutter that, even if it's organized clutter, but clutter that would be under your bed. So you don't want to put storage under your bed. You don't want to put tons of things under your bed. The only thing they say Feng Shui, obviously people have tight spaces. I've lived in a studio apartment in my life. You have to put stuff under your bed. But if you do, be very selective of what you do put under your bed. So I would say you could put some sheets, maybe you put your winter duvet that gets stored under your bed. Those are okay. They won't be as energetically as draining or taxing as putting shoes or putting work or files under your bed. Don't try to do that type of storage on your bed. That's a lot of energy and you don't want that to mess with your sleep. So as I also hinted, no shoes under your bed. If you put shoes under your bed, it kind of gives you this desire to get going and to walk away. So if the idea of while you're sleeping is that you're resting and relaxing, the last thing is you want this weird urge kind of pushing you to get up and go. You're supposed to be relaxing in that space. So avoid putting shoes under your bed. This is a problem lots of people have. And especially the way we're brought up, your childhood room ends up being where you work, where you study, but you really, really, really should try as much as humanly possible is avoid too much tech in your bedroom. Try not to have too many devices or do too much of those kind of things in your bedroom. If you can, try to do it in a designated area for it. If you can, I understand it's not possible. And also, if you can, try to avoid the EMF in your bedroom. So all that Wi-Fi and all the Wi-Fi signals in your phone. If you can actually turn off the Wi-Fi at night, put your phone in airplane mode, so those EMF and all the other waves and things aren't flying around while you're sleeping. That's racing the energy with all those waves kind of coming in, which is not allowing your body to relax and restore itself. Another bedroom don't. And I understand with all these, sometimes these things aren't possible, especially if you live in a studio apart where everything's in one room. But try to keep your exercise equipment out of your bedroom. It's, as I said, it's a place for relaxing and restoring. And although exercise is great and you should be exercising, try not to store it there because it's kind of the same as the shoes. It kind of pulls you to want to move, which is not what you're supposed to be doing there. And if you do have to store it in your bedroom or in the bedroom area, because that's just how your space is set up, try to hide it as much as possible. Like put it in a cupboard, put it behind a curtain, put it so it's not a visual distraction that kind of guilts you or makes you feel like, oh, I need to get up and get moving. You need to stay in that bed and rest. Another don't, as you can imagine, I was going to go there. Try if you can, avoid working in your bedroom. I know, especially after all the COVID and work remotely, people had to do all sorts of things to make it work. And many people found a little niche in their bedroom to work. And if that's what you had to do, I respect it. And we can always talk in a consult or with another practitioner on how to best make that work. But whenever possible, avoid working in your bedroom. As I'm going to keep saying, it's where you sleep and relax. It's not where you're supposed to be working. So if you have to put a desk in there, try not to work there. Maybe you do just simple sort of like write letters or something very casual, but try not to make it work. So as I was saying, the bedroom is for two things. It's for sleep and sex. And that's pretty much it. It is not supposed to be a multifunctional place. And the more you respect that, the better your sleep can possibly be in that room. So now I'm going to start doing the do's. We're going to get out of the negative and into the positive. Your bedroom is all about pairs. It's all about putting things in pairs and emphasizing pairs. So whenever possible, if you put images, if you put items in there, try to put pairs in there, try to put couples, try to always think of twos. Because it's about, most of the time, living in twos. So even if you're single or you have a partner, it doesn't matter. You should try to constantly be thinking about coupling and putting things in pairs. And that can also help support the romance and love in your life. So think of it as a space for two. So whenever you can, think of creating these lovely little niches, these lovely little hideaways. Like this is a great little space off the bedroom where you and your significant other can really enjoy each other's company and watch the sunset. Just kind of constantly think of it as a space for two. And I'll keep going on the theme of two. Make sure your bedroom has 2 nightstands. I understand sometimes it's not possible, but whenever possible, try to have 2 nightstands and have 2 lamps. It helps if those 2 nightstands are actually similar. It shows equality and balance in the relationship and in the energy of the room. So you're not giving anybody a higher standing by having matching nightstands and matching lamps. If you don't, it's not the end of the world, but you understand what I'm saying. We're trying to support the duality and the partnership. Also, be selective of your art in your bedroom. As I said, it's a place where you're supposed to rest and relax. Okay, You should always think about putting art that is blissful and serene. You want to keeping it positive, keeping it upbeat, keeping it something that supports what you're supposed to be doing there. Another great thing to do is, if you like flowers, is to bring in fresh flowers. That, you know, you have the aroma, you have the beauty of it, and you constantly are changing it. You're constantly bringing new fun, love, and energy into your space. Also, in your bedroom, clear and remove all things from your past. So it's great if you have really sweet, loving trinkets, and you should keep them and you can put them on display. But if you have any trinkets from an ex, you should get rid of them. You don't want to keep memories or items from past relationships, because you're holding on to something from the past and triggering and maybe bringing that back in your relationship, back in your life. You need to let that go. Think about using really soft, nice, gentle lighting. Like, you know, we always talk about a lot, or people talk about a lot, be careful of the blue lights. Like, maybe if you have your phone in your room because you use it as your alarm, you make sure the screen goes to blue. You make sure that the lighting is really gentle on your eyes, because it will help you fall asleep. So think of the ambient lighting, think of using soft lighting. Maybe instead of lots of bright lights, you'll use more soft lights. You'll use those warm kind of lights. You might even have a salt lamp somewhere, because it gives off that really sweet rosy glow that's really gentle on your eyes, especially at night when you're trying to get yourself to go to sleep. Another thing, going on the other end, if you can, bring some daylight in there. So when you sleep, I want you to sleep. You should take advantage of the sleep, but also let the daylight in. That is just a great way to help keep it in mind for your body, the circadian rhythms, keep that flow going. So add the daylight, let the light shine in, open your windows, open the light, kind of give that fresh, bright energy to your space. And then when you go to sleep, of course, blackout shades all night, so you can rest and sleep and rejuvenate. A very key thing for your bedroom is a headboard. You want to be supported, and that comes with a headboard. It could be something that an actual headboard, it could be a symbol of a headboard, it could be very simple, but make sure you have a headboard to support you behind you. And I always say this, if nothing else, because all that really makes a bedroom is a bed. So focus on that bed. A lot of times in Feng Shui, we're talking about minimalism, clear the clutter, keep what you need, pare down, give space for expansion. That is so true and so very important. But the other thing you should do is focus on your bed. And when I'm saying focus on your bed, I mean, have fun with those sheets, have fun with your linen. This is a time where, when people in Feng Shui say splurge, if you can buy the better thread count sheets, do it. If you can only afford 400 count, great. If you can afford 200 count, great. But push yourself to get the best thing possible. Just think of how many hours you were in there. And you know, if you've ever been someplace where they had amazing sheets, you just melt and your body appreciates it. And you feel like you're taking care of yourself and you sleep so well. So spend the money on it, splurge on it. In theory, we spend a third of our time in that space. Do that bed justice. Do you justice and make it an oasis, make it your heaven. So focus on your bed. Now, as a Feng Shui practitioner, I think there's two things people always ask for help on. And one of the big ones, of course, is how to manifest a soulmate. So if you're trying to find yourself a soulmate, if you're trying to find yourself a partner, you really should be focusing on your bedroom, because that's the space that talks about love and partnership. So make sure you do all the things I said to do. Make sure you aren't doing all the things I said not to do, and focus on trying to bring the balance. Make sure you have the 2 nightstands. Make sure that 2 people can easily get into the bed. Make sure you're always thinking of that person as if they're already there. So you gave your future partner some space to be in your bedroom. Even if you don't want them in there right away, or you're going to date, you're going to court, try to keep supporting that. So help manifest your soulmate. Another great tip and fun thing to do to help manifest a soulmate is focus on the color of peach. Peach is a great color for manifesting a soulmate. Now, once you get a soulmate, I do not recommend keeping peach, because you don't want to keep inviting new lovers in. But if you're trying to manifest a soulmate, a pop of peach will do you. And make sure that bed is uber inviting. Like, if you feel like your room or your bedroom feels very cold and sterile, warm it up. Think of other ways you can do it. If you don't like peach, don't use peach, but start adding flowers, start adding warm blankets, start making it feel cozy so that it seems inviting to everyone and the energy is calling in your soulmate. Another fun thing, when it comes to doing the feng shui of the bedroom for kids, there's some different rules that don't apply to people. So for example, when you think of kids' beds, kids actually like being against the wall. Like when I would talk about an adult, I really do wish that you have your bed against the wall in the sense that your headboard is against the wall, but both parties can enter the bed without the restriction of being jumping over somebody, whatever. So I don't recommend for an adult room that the bed is snuggled into a corner. I know logistics in some places that's what happens, but whenever possible, avoid it. Now, for children, they actually energetically appreciate being up against the wall. It kind of gives them a little bit of support, a little bit of safety. They also don't mind having things over them like adults would with their energy. They love bunk beds. Have you ever seen kids get all excited about bunk beds? They love bunk beds. They love the whole nuzzling and snuggling up in their space. So don't be afraid to put them in bunk beds and put them against the wall to kind of let them have that little more snuggly kind of space, because it actually is something they really enjoy, and it encourages their growth. And I always say, let there be special spaces that they can kind of relax, and always still encourage. I know a child's bedroom, you want to have lots of fun, you want to have lots of colors, lots of stuff. But remember, they need to calm down their energy and sleep. So make sure you support it. Make sure you give it so that they actually don't have too many stimulating things. That even though the bed on the left is great, try to tone down as much as possible that it too much activity, too much stuff going on, and it still supports sleep. And if possible, they can play in other areas. So do remember this, the bedroom is a key room in feng shui. You're so sensitive to the energy in your room. If you think about it, you're in that room for so many hours, and you're actually in that room and you're not conscious. So you're kind of open to everything. So make sure you take care of that energy, and it is designed to support you. If you want to learn more, you can always go find me at energeticspaces.com. You can always subscribe. Please do subscribe and follow me here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram and Pinterest. There is a book that I wrote that's 24-Hour Magic, How Changing the Energy in Your Space Can Change Your Life. It has great tips to get you started, some things to get you to know about feng shui, about your space, things to do before you get a consultant so that you can maybe get that cleared away before you bring someone else to do the big moving and shaking in your space. Thank you for listening to me. Please subscribe. If you want to follow me in any of the other places, I'm on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, please subscribe and follow me on YouTube. Thank you.